Hello. Um, Day is 735 days into my Lyme walk, and it is Monday, January 7th, 2019. First video of the day, probably last video of the day. I've been having a hard time uploading videos. I'm just, by the time my day is ended, I kind of just want to chill, and I don't really want to do videos, so I apologize for not getting good updates up here recently. So today is, like I said, I said January 7th. Did I say Monday? It's Monday. I got here Friday evening, and most of that time has been evaluation stuff, including a little bit today. But today I did get some therapy in too. Um, I'm doing better than I thought I was going to, that's for sure. So maybe I'll get through this therapy faster than expected. Um, by me, anyway. So they fitted me for a wheelchair, like a regular, push your wheels wheelchair. I didn't really understand that they came in different sizes and like fit them to your body. So this one is now a good fit for my legs, both width and length, as well as has a high back. And so, because I'm tall, is way, way more comfortable than what we had tried using at home. It's also got a cushion, and I can manage to be in it much longer. Doing better with the bobblehead thing already. So that makes me happy because, I mean, I still am a bobblehead, especially because therapy is as much as an hour. And so, partly way through therapy, I start kind of going like this, and then I have to straighten my back out. Um, anyway, gosh, I sound funny. I think it's the way I'm laying. I should be up more. Um, I haven't been having this much trouble talking, so I don't know what the deal is all of a sudden. Anyway, so wheelchair to be here and getting around the rehab place is a good fit now. They're using the lift. Let's see if I can show this to you. This device right here is attached to the ceiling, and basically they put me on some material, and they hook that material to that device, and it like picks me up and relocates me to a different area. So out of the bed and into the chair, and from the chair and back into the bed. And I can push the wheels on my chair. The chair that I had yesterday, which wasn't quite a good fit, was easier for me to maneuver. This chair seems heavier. Plus, the wheels are different. I have to hold the wheels differently. They put some sort of tape around where I'm supposed to push down on, and that helped a lot. I'm trying to still figure out, especially when needing to go to the right, what I'm doing wrong, because I keep like not steering to the right the way that I'm supposed to. Um, it sounds like it's pretty much pivoting on the tires or the wheels. And for whatever reason, I'm having a harder time going to the right than, so my pivoting on the right wheel than pivoting on the left wheel. I don't seem to have any trouble going from right to left. It's going from left to right. And I'm on a neutropenic diet because my white blood count is so low, which is just killing my diet. Between that and the gluten-free and the fact that I have to eat soft foods and the fact that I don't eat beef or pork or fish, it's I'm having a rough time with the diet. Plus, on top of that, the gluten-free products that they have down there, at least currently, one or more is causing me massive body ache. We've noticed that in the past with some of the gluten-free products. They didn't seem to have a problem at all over at Northwestern. So whatever they were using for their bread did not cause me issues. I mean, slight issues, but not like what I woke up with this morning. So I don't know what it is that's in one or more of these products that really makes me hurt, but hopefully I can figure it out at some point in the near future. The Char brand of the bread I think is pretty safe. I've had that before and haven't had a lot of trouble with it. So I'm hoping that that them picking up the Char brand will be better. Basically, the diet situation here has been such a nightmare that the nutritionist is actually going grocery shopping, which is really neat because they are like uber cautious to make sure that I'm not getting gluten, which is awesome. But they seriously need to change their gluten-free diet menu. There's some things on there that should not be on there. So, at any rate, but other than that, I mean, they're working with me. I guess they have actual signs up in the kitchen saying to be very careful with my food because of cross-contamination, and to like not grill the gluten-free anything on the same, don't grill the gluten-free sandwich on the same grill as the other sandwiches and stuff like that. So, so they're being incredibly protective of my gut, which is fantastic. I mean, I can't really complain about that. Unfortunately, my diet is just kind of slim to none. I wanted to show you guys this. So previous to going to the hospital, my family and I had been looking for a non-dairy based, soy based protein shake that I could consume. And the few that I found online had kind of like mediocre type ratings, 3 stars, 3.5 stars, gritty, and tastes very good, that type of stuff. And so we were hesitant to purchase the one or two that we may have found because it's expensive and we don't have a lot of money. So, and the calorie intake for it was not such that I thought it would be worthwhile to get. Well, when I got over here at Shirley Ryan, they have this Kate Farms. This is standard formula. It is a sole source food, so it's a meal replacement. And they have it in chocolate and vanilla, and they are actually really good. I could totally eat this as ice cream if it were frozen. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm getting one with each meal. So either I drink it with the meal that I'm having, especially if the meal doesn't feel like it's filling me up well enough, which has happened a couple times since I've been here so far due to some of the hiccups with my diet. Or I can have it in between. I have a stash of food over here that I'm collecting, so that way when I do run into a situation with my one of my meals, then I am not going to starve. Plus, I tend to get hungry in between meals. So I have got like my own little stash. Hang on, I'm just going to turn this around. So I got my own little stash of like soy milk and cereal. I have one bag of chips, even though I'm still working on the other bag. I've been working on it for like 3 days. and fruit. Um, so I have learned that you want to do that with condiments and food. When you were in the hospital, I learned that over at Northwestern. So it's worked out really well for me. Um, so that way I make sure to just, I mean, if I'm hungry, I'll have food. I don't have to ask them to scrounge something from somewhere for me to eat. So, and obviously as much as I can eat is the better. Um, White blood count. Did I get into telling you guys that in the last video? I don't know. I'm going to repeat it if I did. Um, so my white blood count when I first entered the hospital last month was really low. It was like 0.7, 0.8. And then within a couple of days, they put me on a steroid to rule out lupus. I was on the steroid for 5 days. It brought my white blood count up. The neutrophil part of my white blood count also came up, but was not elevated to a good degree. The neutrophil is what Shirley Ryan pays attention to. Anyway, so, and good degree means 0.5 or higher. The steroid then, so it brought my white blood count up and my platelets up. But from the beginning of my stay at the hospital last month to 2.5 weeks in, my TSH for my thyroid skyrocketed in comparison to what it was when I first entered the hospital. So it was like 5 point something on my TSH, a little too high. And then it went to 43, which is very too high in like a 2-week span. So they were trying to figure out what happened. Well, TSH, I'm not sure where it is right now, but I'm on a higher medication yet again, even though all my other levels, my free T4 and my T4 and T3 are all normal. It's just the TSH is kind of freaking out. So, when I came over, just before coming over to Shirley Ryan, they started me on a steroid again because my white blood count plummeted just before trying to come to Shirley Ryan. So we figured it was probably the steroid. Sure enough, my white blood count is coming up again. They're going to be drawing in the morning to see if it. Yeah, I'm on calcium too. But really it's just, I don't know what PTH is. So if you could explain that, that would be great. But yeah, my calcium's, but it's not that bad. It's just slightly under. I was actually looking through all my numbers and my blood work last night because I had gotten that before leaving the hospital. Anyways, so the white blood count. Let's see. Parathyroid tumor. I don't know. Honestly, I would have to look at the paperwork again. Some of the stuff I didn't recognize. Is that blood work or is that an ultrasound? I know that they've looked for in the past, not while I was in the hospital. No, my calcium is too low. And I have no idea if there's a correlation between calcium and TSH. Where was I? So white blood count is coming up and they're going to be drawing, I think it's tomorrow morning, to see how it's doing and how the neutrophil is doing, to see if, or the neutrophil portion of the white blood count, to see if we can get it to come up. Because if I can get it to that 0.5 or higher, then I will be taken off of the neutropenic diet and I have access to produce again and yogurt and sour cream. So, which apparently all of which are off limits for me. And this doctor is being very, very, very strict with that. So, was told that that she's the people that are trying to work with my diet stuff have never seen a doctor make sure this thoroughly that the neutropenic diet is being followed. So I find that interesting. Probably because they still don't understand what's wrong with me because I have Lyme disease. Um, at any rate, so blood work tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you guys an update tomorrow or the next day. Like I said, I'm being really bad about updating because by the time I get through the majority of the day, I'm kind of tired and I kind of just want to chill. I feel like I've been working all day. And so it's like, you know how you just are like, I'll do it later. And that's what was happening tonight. And I know I'm going to have a full day tomorrow. And so I'm like, you know what? I just need to get this up because I keep trying and I get interrupted during the day. So it's nighttime. I'm less likely to be interrupted. And so I decided to do a video. Other major news. Oh, they are looking at 3 to 4 weeks for me to stay here, which I've checked with a couple of people and they all kind of have the same type of, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at, which is exciting and intimidating because I feel like I have so much work to do to get my body ready to go home. And there's so much to be done at home. And we don't know how all that pans out. And will there be a waiting period in between here and at home? And so, but I mean, so far so good, it appears, as far as my progress. I mean, this was really my first real day of therapy, even though um I still had some evaluation stuff going on, but like I was able to transfer out of my wheelchair onto another surface using a transfer board. And I am able to wheel the wheelchair. And these are things that I didn't know that I would be able to do. And so we're trying to figure out modification for those so that like I don't have much strength in my upper arms, but I can push down on my knuckles. So, but pushing down on my knuckles hurts against the board. So we ended up putting like a towel under each hand so that I could push into the towel and not hurt my hands. So I'm also going to be fitted for apparently braces or something for my ankles and my wrists. That's going to be coming at some point this week where they're going to be explaining all that and what they're going to do. Less of a bobblehead. That makes me happy. That seems to be correcting pretty quickly. I can definitely have my head up more normally for a longer period of time, even when I'm sitting straight up. So I think that's it for now. This was a long video because I've been trying to catch up, and I don't think I'm missing anything. Talked about diet, talked about the therapies. I'm excited to be here. And oh, I've had 2 showers. Oh my gosh, 2 showers. So that is a blessing all in of itself because I have really, really, really wanted showers. And I'm hoping in the near future I can go swimming. So anyways, I think that's it. Blessings to everybody. Have a good day.